What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. I want to talk about a specific financial topic. And I think this one is going to get some people fired up. But I bring it up because financial coaches seem to be on one side or the other on this little bad boy. And I find it so humorous because the irony of it is, as a financial coach, I mean, I guess you can love or hate a product or a service or something like that. Or you could say 99% of the people that I know that have experienced this have hated it. And that's totally fine. But as financial coaches, we're not financial counselors or advisors, we're supposed to be pretty indifferent, agnostic to some of these things. But it's just funny because I've seen people tackle this topic with one way or the other with such fervor. I'm not sure why it is, but it's the topic of timeshares. Timeshares in real estate. Timeshares are basically you being a very fractional owner of a property, usually to a specific time limit, timeshare, right? Many people buy part of like a condo or an apartment, something like that, for a week a year, 2 weeks a year. Now, the funny thing about this is that the timeshare business itself is, been around. It actually flourished, I think, prior to, the rise of Airbnb and VRBO and things like that because it was harder. But the cost per night and the amount of amenities and room and space and all of that, the consistency of the vacation spot if you're getting something, can be very compelling. Absolutely. I will tell you what, I know a ton of people that have timeshares and love it. I know a ton of people who have had timeshares and did whatever they could to get out of it. So I get that some people have had nothing but horrible, terrifying experiences with it financially, and I know some people who still swear by it, right? And you would say, hey, well, if you want to go to Hawaii, why don't you just get an Airbnb in Hawaii? Well, you can trade timeshares too, and so a lot of times some of these people have bought in, and they pay a very limited amount of money on an ongoing basis to maintain the place, but they've bought in, and then they can trade it so that when they go to Italy or the Caribbean or Florida or Seattle or Alaska or Hawaii or wherever they might want to go, that they can trade it, and, they've already paid the money for it. And like I said, I have seen some amazing places that for what the people have paid for them are incomparable. Some beautiful places, beautiful views, huge, where it was a fraction of the cost of a small little hotel room in the same area. So I definitely see the benefit of that too. I have never, ever personally been enticed to buy a timeshare. There's nothing about it that has seemed like it's been worthwhile to me. I love having the flexibility to go wherever I want, whenever I want, not necessarily have like a week secured or a couple weeks secured by time. But like I said, my buddy Sam has a couple of timeshares and he absolutely loves them, and he isn't just roped into going to any one place. He's paid for them and they've paid for themselves over and over, and especially with his family, it's just nice to be able to go to somewhere where you're going consistently. Sometimes you're going to the same place, same location, people know what to expect, and other times they trade them to go to new places, but he's never felt the need to sell them. But some people just won't use them. You got to remember, assets versus liability. Is it an asset? Yeah, it's an asset until you have to put up money to actually go there. If your timeshare is in Hawaii and you live on the mainland, you have probably $700, maybe more, of airplane tickets per person just to get there. And so it's kind of a liability, even though in some ways it's an asset. But if you can't get there easily and you always have to pay out of pocket, it's going to, it could be draining in just that end. So I just think it's funny because some people are putting it out there like timeshares are evil, and some people are putting them out there like timeshares are the greatest solution to the vacation problem ever created, and the reality is, like any product, and that's why I say being agnostic about products, you might not like title loans. You might not like payday loans. For some people, that might be the only solution. That might be the best solution. That might be the solution that is the difference between them paying a lot of interest and putting food on the table tonight, or not paying a lot of interest but having their kids not get a meal. I'm not one to judge on these things, but timeshares sure seem to get people riled up and usually butting heads. There are very few people straddle the line on it. I don't know that I straddle the line. I'm not a big fan of timeshares. I have certainly worked with financial coaching clients to find those companies that will help you get out of your timeshare, market it, maybe even buy it back at a discount. Most people I know are attracted to timeshares because of their low cost for the square footage, and they are attracted to that because they don't have a lot of money. And once you get into this business, this kind of like arrangement, you need to have some money, and then when they fall on hard times, having a timeshare is the least of their worries. And they usually, when they fall in hard times, it's because there are generally macroeconomic hard times, and it's also means that liquidating timeshare is absolutely out of season at that point too. So, but I've seen it not with just timeshares. I've seen people buy second homes, cottages, Airstreams, trailers, campers, whatever. It's not just limited to timeshares. Timeshares in and of themselves are not evil. In fact, they can be a great solution for people. But just wanted to put that out there. If someone's bringing that up, hey, I've got this timeshare, and your instinct is, oh my gosh, let me just tell you why they're so bad. Maybe you should check yourself, and take a step back, and honestly, they may be telling you that it's the greatest thing, that they love it. So just remember to control or to be aware of your unconscious biases as you're financially coaching, because it's not just timeshares, it can be anything. So, all right, see you later. Hope that helps.